Once upon a time, in a snowy forest, there was a little hedgehog named Harrisonet. Harrisonet had a cozy nest under a tall fir tree, well hidden in the dead leaves and twigs. But that night, the snow was falling so heavily that his nest was completely buried. Harrisonet was shivering with cold. "What am I going to do?" he wondered sadly. "I can't stay here. I'll freeze." Harrisonet decided to go look for shelter. He trotted through the forest, his little path leaving tracks in the snow. "Maybe the squirrel will take me in," he thought. But at the squirrel's place, the door was closed. "Sorry, Harrisonet," said the squirrel, pointing to his tree full of nuts. "My home is too small." Harrisonet continued on his way. "Maybe the owl will help me." But the owl, comfortably settled in his tree hollow, shook his head. "Ooh, sorry, my nest is high up and far too high for you, Harrisonet." Harrisonet lowered his head, but he didn't want to give up. Then he saw a red glow shining through the trees. Intrigued, he approached and came face to face with an incredible scene. It was a large sleigh filled with colorful gifts and an old man in a red coat with a long white beard. It was Santa Claus. "Ho, ho, ho! Good evening, little hedgehog," said Santa Claus, laughing. "What are you doing out in this cold?" Harrisonet explained everything: his buried nest, his search for shelter, and his fear of spending the night in the snow. Santa Claus nodded kindly. Will you get into my sled? I actually need a brave little assistant to help me tonight." Harrisonet couldn't believe his eyes. He climbed into the sled, snuggled under a soft blanket, and held a sack full of gifts tightly. All night, he flew with Santa Claus from rooftop to rooftop. Harrisonet helped him check that every gift was properly delivered. In return, Santa Claus promised him a special place to spend the night. When the round was finished, Santa Claus drove the sleigh to the top of a hill. There, at the foot of a tree sparkling with 1,000 lights, was a small wooden cabin filled with warm, fragrant straw. "Here you go, little hedgehog," said Santa Claus, "a shelter just for you." Harrisonet thanked Santa Claus with all his heart. "And if you ever need help one day, come see me," said Santa Claus, winking. Since that day, Harrisonet has told all the animals of the forest about the incredible night he spent with Santa Claus. And every year, on Christmas Eve, he decorates his tree in memory of that magical adventure.